The ocean stretched endlessly, a vast quilt of blues and silvers, rippling softly under the pale glow of the moon. Gentle waves rocked a small wooden boat, carrying a lone traveler across the quiet waters. His name was Elias, a dreamer who had set sail in search of a fabled place, the lost island of dreams. The island was spoken of only in hushed tones by old sailors, who claimed it was neither charted on maps nor bound by time. They said those who reached it would enter a land where dreams came to life, where the past and future danced in harmony, and where weary souls found eternal peace. Elias, tired from his journey, let his head rest against the boat's edge. The night air was cool, scented with salt, and the faint fragrance of unseen flowers. As the boat drifted, he felt his eyelids grow heavy, lulled by the rhythmic hush of the water, and just as sleep began to take him, a whisper brushed against his ears, soft, like a breeze carrying forgotten stories. Come, traveller, the island awaits. Chapter 2. Arrival in the moonlit cove. Elias woke to the sound of rustling leaves. The boat had stopped moving, its hull resting gently against the shore of white, powdery sand. Above him, the sky shimmered with unfamiliar stars, their light casting a soft glow over the island. He stepped onto the shore, his feet sinking into the cool sand. Ahead, a narrow path wound through a dense grove of silvery trees, their leaves sighing in a breeze that carried a hint of something sweet, perhaps the scent of dream-laced flowers. The air was thick with tranquility. Each step he took deeper into the island, feeling lighter, as though the weight of his worries melted away. Fireflies danced between the trees, their golden glow illuminating carvings on the trunks, symbols of old stories, long forgotten, yet lingering like whispers in the night. Chapter 3. The Keeper of Dreams. As Elias walked deeper into the island, he reached a clearing where an ancient willow stood, its branches draped low, and beneath it sat a woman draped in flowing robes of mist, her eyes holding the wisdom of centuries. "You have traveled far," she said, her voice as soothing as a lullaby. "Why have you come?" "I seek the island of dreams," Elias answered, though he realized he already stood upon it. She smiled. "Then you have found it." She gestured for him to sit beside her. As he did, the ground beneath him felt like a soft bed of clouds. "This island holds the dreams of all who wander into its embrace," she continued. "It is a place where lost hopes find new light, where time slows until it no longer exists." Elias closed his eyes and breathed deeply. A wave of calmness settled over him, his mind drifting between wakefulness and slumber. "Rest, traveller," the woman whispered. "Here, your dreams will guide you." Chapter 4. The Garden of Sleeping Echoes. When Elias opened his eyes, he found himself in a vast garden filled with flowers, unlike any he had ever seen. They swayed without wind, their petals glowing softly in hues of lavender and silver. Each flower hummed faintly, as if carrying the echoes of forgotten dreams. As Elias moved through the garden, he heard faint murmurs, lullabies sung by mothers long ago, wishes whispered upon falling stars, the laughter of children from distant lands. A single flower, larger than the rest, pulsed with a golden glow. Elias reached out, and the moment his fingers brushed against its petals, the world around him shifted. He was no longer in the garden. Instead, he stood on the porch of his childhood home, the scent of warm bread wafting through the air. His mother hummed a familiar tune as she kneaded dough, the same way she had done when he was a boy. Tears pricked at his eyes. This was a dream, yet it felt so real. The island was weaving his memories into something tangible, allowing him to revisit the warmth of home. Chapter 5. The River of Stars. As the vision faded, Elias found himself standing beside a gentle river. The water was not water at all, but a stream of soft, glowing light, as though the stars themselves had melted into a flowing current. The woman from before now stood beside him. "This river carries the dreams of all who have come before you," she said. "Step into it, and you will float upon the dreams of the world." Elias hesitated, then placed a foot into the shimmering current. The moment he did, his body became weightless, drifting as if carried by a lullaby. The river cradled him like a mother's arms, rocking him gently, his thoughts dissolving into pure serenity. He let go. He allowed himself to drift, his mind empty, his heart full of something unnameable, yet deeply comforting. Chapter 6. The Final Whisper. Elias did not know how long he floated. Time was a distant thing here, unneeded, unnoticed. When he finally opened his eyes, he was back in his boat, the ocean stretching endlessly around him. But something was different. The air still carried the scent of the island, a faint trace of dream-laced flowers. The stars above him looked softer, kinder. Had it all been a dream? Or had he truly reached the lost island of dreams? It did not matter. As the boat rocked gently, Elias felt the deepest peace he had ever known. He lay back, closing his eyes once more, the whisper of the island still lingering in his mind. "Sleep, traveler. Your dreams will guide you home." And with that, he drifted away into the softest, most restful slumber of his life.